Hello there, this is Sadie. I hope that you are well. I won Lanius B earlier today for me, so we're going to move right on to our next ship, which, much like Lanius B, is a boarding ship that does not have the ability to get hacking and cloaking. It's a lot worse than Lanius B, though. Much, much, much worse. I have two ships that I have a joint worst record for since I started tracking. One is Stealth B, obviously, and the other one's this one. I am 14-5 on those two ships since I started tracking, which is about a 73-ish win rate. The big problem with FedC is just dying early. You have no way to interact with enemy weapons at all, so it's very, very easy if you get a bad fight before you get the second shield bubble in particular to just get absolutely obliterated. So let's hope that this does not occur. I'm going to save my crew like this, and I run this Zoltan to engines in the jump. We have an immediate store. We do have emergency respirators to sell, which I do like. I've previously had runs where I did not want to go to a store early to sell that just for the shield buffer upgrade, and then ended up regretting it. So in this case, I am going to go do that. I don't like it because the emergency respirators make you great at boarding auto ships, but we don't have anywhere around us that's particularly likely. Like, if we have a big nebula near us, it could be worth it to go into the nebula to try to fight auto ships. But on the other hand, I have had a run that happened offline where I followed that line of logic and died. I think I might have died in that run even if I had gone to the store immediately, because I don't think that I could have got the second shield bubble by the time I fought the fight that killed me, which, if I remember correctly, had an offensive drone and a heavy laser. But let's just do this. There's a breach too. I'd love to be able to buy that, but I can't, and I wouldn't be able to use it if I could, so I'll just sell my respirators and get a shield buffer upgrade. We're now halfway to being a lot safer. What's up with the exit locations lately? They've been crap. We're going to refuse this. We are actually safe in this fight, because we can run two Zoltans into shields. And now we can't take damage. We do have to wait for our flak artillery to take this Zoltan shield down, which may take multiple attempts. But as long as two Zoltans are sitting in that room, we're completely fine. What kind of crew do you have over there? Mantis and NG. We're going to board into engines to 2v1 on the Mantis for a while. But it doesn't enormously matter, because as long as we have this set up, our crew can lose the fight, and we'll still just clone them and come back and win. But if we board into engines in 2v1 on their Mantis, that shouldn't happen. Okay. Turn that off so I don't accidentally blow the ship up. Should I kite them? In other situations, I might consider double boarding, but of course, what's the point of me doing that? I'm completely safe from damage right now. There we go. Ooh! Okay, that is a very, very good early reward. Suddenly, we have a proper boarding team, and we've only had to do one fight with this. A human will now take over piloting. Owing to a bug, by the way, the way smart targeting works, it's supposed to target the artillery only if it's close to firing, but owing to a bug, it actually only targets, it's only on the smart target list if it's off. So in certain circumstances, you want to actively turn your artillery off, so that shots can get redirected away your shields are the particularly critical system on this ship. Okay. This could be nasty. Okay, a fire drone is not too bad. If that had been a combat drone, that would be appalling, but it's not. You go here. I still want to keep venting down to below 50%, but not much below that. Yeah, my two Mantis will just win this fight. We'll eat missiles, and this is basically the problem with the ship. And you can imagine how much worse this would be if that were a combat drone that were constantly popping my shields so that their laser was damaging me as well. Also annoyingly, your weapons are not actually on the smart target list on FedC, unless you run a Zoltan in there, because when you have no weapons, the weapons are obviously not powered. They're not being anything to power. So they're removed from the smart target list. It's like when you're doing the glaive depower trick on Stealth B. You could theoretically always run a Zoltan in there right before they fire to put it on the smart target list, but generally speaking, that's going to result in you having lower evade. That might not be the case now that I have an extra crew member. But I don't know that that's ever likely to be worth doing. Do this and this. This way I have a clear corridor to run to shields. And yeah, unfortunately we got the 1 in 3 chance to get a medium scrap reward there. If we had got a high scrap reward, we would have been guaranteed to get enough to upgrade our shield. But because we did not, we have to keep venturing forth and hope we just don't fight a brutal, nasty ship. We don't. I'm gonna actually queue up a secondary boarding team here. This could definitely go badly if they're 2 Mantis. The amount of damage that we do in combat is slightly randomized, so if they just happen to roll slightly higher than me, I could lose and they could hit my Column A. Let's just send more people over so that that can't happen. Can you put that out, please? Thank you. Now, I need to decide whether or not I want to risk venting my crew. I think I'm going to let a solar flare go off, and then I will vent at least Beth here. Probably both of them. Because I think I have enough time with a level 2 clone bay that I can clone 2 people in between solar flares. As long as I have starfish about it. Have the option to leave if it looks like a solar flare will go off and I'm not sure of getting the teleporter back on, the teleporter of the clones out in time. One moment. Okay. Oh, I need to unpause the game. Unfortunately, I can't upgrade my shields because, well, we're out of solar flare. I suppose, strictly speaking, the absolute safest place to go to this store so that I can't possibly get a fight that might be very dangerous If I did that now, I would not be able to buy hacking, obviously. I could buy a small bomb if it was there, which would be very nice. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to go here. If I die because I don't have the second shield bubble in this jump, you can blame me, but I'm not going to go to that store. I'm going to just get my shields up and keep farming scrap. We know there are no more stores this sector. We will aid the civilian ship. This enemy can't hurt us. So let's train. I will train these 3 crew. Admittedly, these guys will sometimes end up getting cloned because I do double board fairly aggressively on this ship. But, you know, even if the engines and pilot upgrades only last long enough that I get a couple jumps out of it, that could be the difference between me escaping from a nasty ship and not escaping. So we're past the most dangerous phase, although you can still get fucked over on this ship early on. I remember losing a streak of, what was then, I believe 30 on a run on this ship because the last jump before the exit in Sector 1 had an Artemis missile and a heavy laser with a medbay and 3 Mantis, and they Artemis missiled my shields 3 times in a row. That was, I felt particularly salty about that loss. You go here, you go there, you go there. Let's just make sure that no nonsense occurs. So crew-wise, the absolute ideal thing would be to get 2 more Mantis, an NG, and a Slug to throw the human off. That would be great, you know, I'd then have a Slug pilot, an NG to run around to fix stuff, 4 Mantis for boarding, and the Zoltans to just generally man stuff. I doubt that I will be so fortunate. Okay, now you go there, and you go there. Of course, cross-training everyone could also be helpful, because if I do want to board with the human, for example, that I'm using in piloting, I can just run one of the Zoltans in, they take over pilot, I don't lose dodge for doing that. Okay, they're all fully cross-trained. So last thing is to just run everyone back to your normal places. And now let's board. And we will kill your green people with my green people. Free hull repair is always a very nice thing to see on this ship, although we haven't taken that much damage. This ship generally face tanks damage a lot and is one of the ones that I am most aggressive about just repairing to full when I get the chance. I've never fully decided whether or not continuing to vent down to below 50% oxygen is a good idea on this ship after you get the second shield bubble or not. Like, the downside of it is that this ship is so terrible at repairs that if they hit the oxygen, it can be really difficult to actually get it fixed in time. So I don't actually know for sure whether this is better. trying to work out whether there was a way to get that nebula without losing jumps. I think if I'd taken the nebula, I get the same number of jumps I would get anyway. I would have had to go here, there, exit, and I can get 3 jumps. The one I just got and 2 more before going to the exit anyway. Okay. I want them to board me. Because that means we pull their pilot. These weapons aren't too dangerous. It wouldn't be until, I think, the 3rd chain laser shot that these would actually sync up. And probably won the fight by then. Yeah, they only got 1 chain laser shot off there. And we're almost to where we can afford hacking. We just need 1 more scrap reward of any kind. Like, if we can get in next sector, the ideal would be we get a small bomb and hacking. And if we're there, we're like most of the way to having a winning setup. So that's one of the big advantages of this ship. It needs almost nothing to get into a winning setup. But a lot can go wrong. Compared to the other weak ships like NGB and Stealth B, this needs the least by far to get into that sort of setup. We can't really do anything about this missile. This is just a fight where we have to tank a bunch of missiles and aim to survive and win the fight as quickly as possible. Nice dodge. As long as they don't missile me in the shields, we should be okay against the combat drone. I think we'll take 1 more missile here. I waited on warping them back in case they, I don't know, somehow sniped my clone bay there or something like that, albeit I would have been most likely fine anyway, but... Anyway, we're now in buying hacking territory. So we will look for the opportunity to do that next sector. And we only need about 2 more scrap rewards to be in the buying, hacking, and a small bomb territory. Other nice things to get on this ship are like an ion blast or a heavy laser in order to take out zone shields in a more timely manner than the stupid flak artillery that sucks. Yes, we will attack this dumbass. We'll need to double board this ship because they have a med bay. But that's fine. We'll send the Zoltans over, we won't even really use them to fight, we'll just do distraction tactics, have the Zoltans break the med bay. I suppose if we get really, really lucky, the flak artillery could smash through the shields and hit med bay here, but that would require all 7 flak projectiles to hit, and for it to actually target and hit a narrow room on the 7th. Which, if you can get that to happen, you should play the lottery more often. I mean, saying that, it did get 7 shots through, but it hit shields, which is not nearly so valuable a room. So, let's just run them around, don't do damage to them, keep them running. Oh, turn that off. You two go here, make sure my shields don't go down. Whee! Giving your mantis a nice run around each day ensures they will keep a glossy coat. There we go. I will just do all the fighting with my mantis. I could fight 4v2 in the shield room, but who cares? We currently have 111 scrap after selling that sys repair drone. So we're real close to small bomb hacking territory. And we're already in like small bomb ion blast, not small bomb ion blast, hacking ion blast territory. We've been fortunate that the 2 Zoltan shield chips we've fought so far have been unable to harm us, so we've just needed to... Okay, so our choice here is abandoned or rebel. I mean, we're pretty decent against auto ships, albeit we no longer have the emergency respirators. That affects us just as much in the Zoltan sector, in the Lanius sector. I think I will go Lanius here because there's more stores in that sector, and there's also slightly better options for Sector 3. Quite a lot of nebulas on this galaxy. But yeah, we definitely could regret no longer having the emergency respirators here. But I think it was still the right play to get rid of them. We will attempt to harvest some. Okay, I need to find out what missile that is. If that's an Artemis, I can't afford to board them. And we'll need to just hope to take stuff out with the flak artillery. Okay, that's a Lido. So they can't completely smash my clone bay with 1 Lido. And they also can't really smash my shields. So the question here is, should I board them? The worst case scenario is that while my my Mantis rather, are dead, they snipe the clone bay. I do have the clone bay vented, so even if they sniped and got a fire, it should go out in time. The other alternative here is we should intentionally run them out of missiles. And honestly, I think that might be the best play. We can afford to lose a bit of hull. And we can maybe, you know, abandon that if flak artillery hits their weapons, for example. You know, we have max evade training, so we should dodge quite a few of these anyway. I mean, we haven't so far. We've dodged 1 out of 5. Okay, that's offline. Good. Let's keep it that way. So we want to punch these guys down really, really low without killing them. And then, as soon... I'm going to board with the human instead of Zoltan because they'll survive longer. And then what we want to do, once we have them at very low health, is to board them in the clone bay. For fuck's sake, how did you get that back that quickly? So, like, now we can board them in the clone bay once we fix this, which will take us a while. And we can just rapidly kill them and break that system. Actually, our Mantis are so low on health now that they might not be able to do that. Yeah, I thought that might be the end of their missiles, so let's just... So we took like 7 damage to get this win. We might have been able to get away with less if we had been able to keep that stupid missile down, but we couldn't quite manage that. So, board you here. These crew have so little health that they'll die very quickly when they run in the room. And hopefully this is only a level 1 Clumber. It is. 41 scrap. And yeah, unfortunately I've lost some of that training. As mentioned, double boarding is definitely a thing that you do on this ship sometimes. Take a look. We haven't spotted the store. That's fine. We're going to double board this ship as well. Not going to bother kiting. I could do so, but that will slow things down. Well, we got the lowest amount of scrap that we could possibly have got there. Wonderful. I can't complain too much. We got 40 plus scrap at the last jumps. Still no store spotted. Have we seen this? We haven't seen that jump. So we have to go to this distress beacon next. If we want to be able to hit a store there without having to lose jumps. If this is a store, we can go distress store here. And if it isn't, we can continue on either to there or down to here. I've already seen this jump. This beacon is kind of awkward, so I think I want to go here and here. Then maybe there. Why have these assholes got to have such good weapons? I mean, I can't kill on the first boarding, on the first set of boarders, and it is possible these weapons could line up in such a way that they hit the Colombe twice. On the other hand, unlike the previous fight, I can't just run them out of ammo. They don't have ammo for this. So probably the safest way to do this is board and kill as quickly as possible. Yeah, switch the thing off. It's not going to go do anything in this fight. Yeah, we'll get them with this set of borders, actually. So. This ship would be a nightmare if they had a Klondike. Like a potentially run-ending nightmare. I would have to flee from a fight like that if they had a Clone Bay, and there's no guarantee we'd be able to because, you know, they might hit engines and sort of fire or something like that, and our crew suck at dealing with that sort of stuff. Yeah, they're fine. Should I vent you back? Because you won't quite get to full. No. That is an Artemis missile that was aimed at my shields. But that being an Artemis missile is not actually that bad here, because what's going to happen is when we punch their weapons down all the way, they will, whenever they get a point of repair to their weapons, they'll bring back the one power weapon that they actually can power, which is the heavy laser, and we just immediately destroy it again. So we won't take any more missiles. Now the downside of that being an Artemis is, of course, they could have sniped my clone bay immediately, and then we'd have had to scramble to try to repair, which if they'd got a fire, we probably would not have succeeded at doing in time. But, you know, it's ultimately less risky to board here and just break the damn weapons. Keeping your crew behind, it's worth, you know, something to know when you're playing Federation C. Leaving your crew back on your ship there in the hope, you know, because you're worried about the clone bay getting sniped, that's the risky play, not the safe play. It is far more likely that you, because of keeping your crew on there, that they, you know, missile your shields or something and set off a nasty cascade, than it is that by boarding them they snipe your clone bay. Particularly worth noting for hard mode is that the clone bay does go on smart targeting on hard mode, but only if your crew are already dead. And it takes the amount of time it takes a 100 health crew, even without the emergency respirators, the amount of time it takes them to die of asphyxiation is longer than the time it takes to fire the Artemis. So the first Artemis will never fire, unless you're boarding with like half health crew or something, the first Artemis will never smart target your clone bay. The second one could, but that should only happen with a long pre-cloak. And even there, actually, I think it actually shouldn't, because your crew won't start taking suffocation damage until you board them. So actually, no, even that's not a risk, although you could obviously take 2 missiles, and, you know, the more missiles you take, the more likely it is you just get hit in that system randomly. Take this door, and then we have another one to go to later if this one sucks. Which it does. We could buy back our emergency respirators, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just buy a full repair and keep going. Whee, give me free stuff. I don't think there are any events that double fleet pursuit in Lanius sectors. So I should be able to always safely get to the store. I think I'm actually going to lose a jump at the exit, but I don't know there's much I could do about that with this really bad setup. Why do all the Lanius ships have to have missiles and really dangerous weapons? I'm going to power the flak artillery up here. We have full hull. I think that's an Artemis, unfortunately. Yeah. So we need to fix these shields. I will run as many crew in as possible. Because if they missile them again there, which they could have done, that could definitely trigger a damage cascade. No, no. Stupid soul. Come on, flak artillery. Ideally, the flak artillery here will hit, like, shields and weapons, and then they'll die to the asteroids. It did. It didn't actually take the shields offline. I'm going to actually just take this and end the fight. It's a shit reward, but I could not guarantee keeping the missile down there if I boarded them, as we've already seen in this sector. And I do not want to try to run them out of Artemis missiles. Those do too much damage. Can we use them to delay the rebels? No, instead we used them to create an incredibly dangerous fight. At least they haven't hacked anything important, but... charge the FTL and the flak and see if we can get out of here. Or hit their weapons. We absolutely cannot board this. There is too much chance for them to destroy my clone batch. That caveat about this being the riskier play does not apply here, because on an auto ship, you board an auto ship, you're guaranteed to be able to get the weapons down, because they literally can't stop you when you board that room. But on this enemy, no, they can stop you, so, you know, boarding them is likely to just get your crew killed without actually breaking their stuff. Should we hang on here just to let the flak fire once? Yeah, it did, and it did not take their flak offline, which was the dangerous weapon, so we get out. Okay. So this doesn't have... I'm gonna actually save you in there now. This doesn't have the system that I want. In fact, it has no systems. But it does have a Pegasus missile, which is a very good boarding support weapon. Albeit an expensive one to get online. But we have a lot of scrap. I have in my past, the first time I tried win streaking, I actually got to 25 wins, and then I lost on run 26 to Federation C, and looking back on it, the reason for that loss was that I didn't buy a Pegasus missile, and then I ended up in a really nasty fight in Sector 3 against a ship with a medbay and an Artemis, and I could not get their stuff down. So even though this is expensive, I'm doing that now so that I have something at last that can interact with enemy weapons. I'm also going to full repair, even though that takes me below the hacking buffer. I could sell the Pegasus for thingy if I needed to. There's no point in us boarding this ship. They will end up dying to the ASP long before we could kill them, even if this wasn't a very dangerous ship. So let's just hit their weapons with the Pegasus, or not, because they small bomb the... Cool, that little play worked out well. Please hit their weapons. For fuck's sake. Unfortunately, we will not this time have the second shield bubble up ahead of this firing. Could you cut that out? We could end up losing crew here, because if they're going to keep bombing my shields. Okay, good, that cloned right before that went off. Yeah, the Pegasus is a reasonable boarding support weapon, but it's not fantastic because it is incredibly slow. It's much better if you have hacking, so you can hack weapons and guarantee getting the first one off. As it is, we have basically just sat here and took their abuse while the ASB wins the fight for us. And I'm glad the ASB is here, because honestly, we could have just died without it. We're gonna lose all of our crew. Give them at least one dip in the clone bay before we get this all fixed. Get in there. Oh, we also have no doors. Anyhow, we've seen quite a lot already of this ship's particular vulnerabilities even after you get the second shield bubble. And you can't really solve those vulnerabilities until you either get hacking or some form of fast offense. And typically the kind of fast offense that you would need would require too many weapon upgrades to deal with shields. Still, through 2 sectors, this is a pretty good Fed C run. And we are just about back to where we'll be able to buy hacking. We just need 1 reward to do that. And now we don't even need that because, yeah, we can sell that whole repair drone for a ridiculous amount of scrap. Do you have hacking? No. If I buy the backup battery here, I hit the system limit, and that makes systems less likely to appear in stores. I honestly don't know whether that affects stores that have already been generated. Because I know that... Oh, no, it does, because stores generate their equipment when you jump to the beacon, actually. That's how you can re-roll them with the save game manager. So yes, it would, in fact, make it less likely to appear at this store. So even though we could buy the backup battery, I'm not going to. Because we want that instead. Yes, I know there's a flak one here, I don't care. Okay. So, we are in very comfy position now. We want to push hacking upgrades and find weapons and crew, basically. But I am going to go off now that I've got this run in a comfortable position. I'm going to run off and do some chores, and then I'll come back later to finish the run. Okay, we're back. So we've got hacking now. We've already seen 2 stores in this sector. We're not really that concerned about getting more. We just want to rush hacking 3 and 3 more power bars. That makes us mostly safe. We would not be safe against Zoltan shield enemies in particular, but those are not enormously common. We'd also have some danger against double offensive drone ships, but those are generally quite threatening. In fact, both of those ship types are quite threatening. We're pretty good with distress options. We have a clone bay. Let's go check them out. You can lose crew with this even with a clone bay because they get a disease and you're not allowed to clone them while they're alive and working on a cure. So don't take that. This, on the other hand, we can just destroy and loot the pirate ship. Probably, I really need to buy power before I get anything else at any rate. I only need to distract you for a moment. I don't think I can flash shields here safely. So we're probably taking a point of damage here. The weapons should desync after that, though. Actually, here I think we can now flash shields, and they'll recover because enough time now elapses between the 2 weapons firing. Although they might resync in a bit. Here they'd resync. There, I think that only got through because they actually mind controlled our shields guy. That wouldn't have got through if we'd actually had shield skill. Okay, that's down. Hack weapons. Well, that'll be the last bit of damage we should take. We'll double board and go and break their clumber. We'll just do that with one Zoltan, honestly. Swap them around enough. Go and fix that now. Actually, you go there. You go here. Can we break this before the Mantis comes back, please? Yes. Yeah, Zoltan shield ships remain irritating because neither the Pegasus missile can't get through in one shot, it needs 2 shots at least. And given that that requires 3 power and they can hit it in between, it's not really efficient to use that to get through. You want to use the flak, and that's still too slow. Like, even if you were to use it with 2 Pegasus missiles, that's still over 30 seconds, which is a lot of time. In most fights, we don't need the Pegasus right now. But I would like to get enough power to be able to use the Pegasus and keep my hacking online. Okay, so here we're going to run 2 Zoltans into shields to keep that up through the pulsar. I meant to jump in there and just hit their weapons, but since I mistimed it, it's better to let them both go in. Clone Bay here is not going down is not a risk. We can clone here because we'll just now that the battle's over, run our Zoltans into the Clone Bay. Let them board me. I'd ideally like to break this missile before it can fire. Regrettably, they took the other weapon offline, which can't do anything to me. Nice dodge. Okay, there we go. Nice. So we have hacking 3, we now want to push power upgrades for some time. So yeah, if I'd been speed hacking, they would have died just there. And that would have been quite bad, because we are not in a point in the game, and probably will never be in a point in this run, since we can't get cloaking and hacking, where it would be safe to just lose a bunch of our boarding crew. And it's never safe to do that, but like in the runs where I did vent a bunch of Mantis by mistake, it had no impact on the run really because we were already in Sector 8 and I was already definitely going to win. We have 2 jumps here. I think I'll take the non-distress ones. Try to find fights. Fight acquired. No, don't board yet. Hack and then board. That missile is the only thing we care about. Eat missile to the face. Speaking of missiles, the Hermes missile is better than the Pegasus missile just due to speed, so we'll be using that now. There are certain circumstances where the Pegasus missile is more desirable, especially if the enemy has a defense drone, but in all other situations. And we're going to just push power upgrades until we can power our shields, our hacking, and our weapons all fully without any difficulty. Which we currently cannot do. Well, we can, but then we have to have our oxygen off. I want to be able to power and the teleporter, and I, kind of need to power the teleporter since we're boarding ship. Don't need second shield here. Sadly, they will not board us, so we don't have that means to thin out their crew and eat Hermes to the face. It's delicious. They escaped. Run over here. And I would like evade 3 soon for running away purposes. Then we'll be in good position to save scrap. Let's do that. So we want to go to a Slug Nebula. Slug Nebula is actually, I think, less threatening here. I would say the way to describe this, the average ship in a Slug sector is probably more dangerous than the average ship in an Uncharted. But if you think about the ships that were most dangerous to us, Zoltan Shield ships and double offensive drone ships, those are more common in Uncharted Nebulas because Slug ships never have, obviously, Zoltan Shields, and I'm pretty sure the pirate ships that have Zoltan Shields don't really appear in Slug sectors. There might be an event or two where that can happen, but it's quite rare. Slug Cache is probably the most likely event to generate one of those. Whereas in Uncharted Nebulas, they can certainly happen. And certainly auto ships are way more common in Uncharted Nebulas than in Slug sectors. Slug ships themselves obviously never have offensive drones, or drones of any kind. I suppose hacking drones they have, but that doesn't really count. Okay, we have the worrying radiation event right off the bat. I'm not too concerned about this. it's a coffin ship. We're gonna kill these idiots on our ship, hack their weapons, chuck a missile in there, you get out. I probably should have kept your health a little bit higher so that you didn't die to, you know, heavy laser shot to the face. Let's just keep an eye on this carefully. That had been aimed at my... There we go. If that had been aimed at my engines, I would have wanted to run that guy out of the room so he didn't die. We're safe now. Do you already have max punch training? No, you do not. So let's get them punch training. I could rapidly get my engines training back here as well. I might as well go for that. Albeit we might lose it again. I don't want to run in there because that will break the laser and then we can't get our evade training back. I'm not cross-training everyone on this, I'm just getting the basic. Oh yeah, I also needed to remax shields. There we go. Now you can go and finish punching that. There's no circumstance, I think, where we board and say this person is tanking damage and dies before we win. You can't actually dolphin flip here because... well, we got the right person in anyway. But you can't dolphin flip in this room because you literally, to dolphin flip, you have to send them to another room and then... as if to send them to another room and then send them back, and you physically can't do that there. No store spotted. I'm not too concerned about the pre-battle engine hack events. In this sector, we will disproportionately fight coffin ships that are very easy for us to kill. And even against non-coffin ships, we should be able to win reasonably fast. Or get out. So I think I'm going to keep my scrap for the moment. I want a reasonable buffer for if we see a store with a, you know, weapon that we would want, or a DNA bank or something like that. So shield bypass. We'll investigate the battlefield and we find some free hull damage. That's obviously what you want to find if you're investigating a battlefield. There's a store. I mean, we have the Pegasus to sell if we need to. Go and take a look. This is a weapon that gets through Zoltan shields. And we already have a high enough weapon level to use it, so let's just do that. Yes, there it is over there. Put two Zoltans in there. No. Okay, now we can actually run our teleporter and all our other stuff without having to turn our air off. Which is not strictly essential, but is nice as a little side benefit sort of thing. That's a level 2 mind control, which is very annoying. We're going to send the human over to board. This unfortunately reduces our evade. I think we should now win before they can fire this, or get that off again, but if they had managed to mind control again, we could have just shot it with the Hermes. There's the other store. We'll take a jump or two before we go there to build up scrap. We'd very much like a heavy one or something like that. It's probably the main weapon we would want. Augment-wise, DNA Bank is top of the list. Boo. We can take 2 more jumps before that store. So here's an oxygen hack event. Honestly, I'll just counter the thing here because this ship is not very strong at all. If I just board them here, we can take both these weapons offline with 1 Hermes. We might take 1 firebomb. Go punch that down. Unfortunately, they're taking damage from the fire, but whatever. And the fire may actually steal punch skill from them because it's burning the shield down. I could get weapon training here, but I don't know who I would train on that anyway. I could just run people in and fire the ion 2 at them repeatedly. I'm sure I will find an opportunity to do that once I actually get more crew. I guess I would train the Zoltan on it. I probably, in fact, should. Yeah, thinking on it, I should have you in there now. Here I think I want to actually keep them off the ship. Didn't work. Go and man my doors. Fight's now safe. I did not intend to depower my Hermes, but I did. They boarded me with the NG because of our tactical moves. Damn you, NG. Damn you to hell. You were too strong for them. Okay, this time we will buy that flak, so I guess this ion 2 is kind of a waste. I'll keep it for the purpose of trying to train my weapons later, but it kind of does the same thing as the flak, but in terms of dealing with shields, but not nearly as good. One Hermes missile into weapons in this fight is completely safe. And that means we can train weapons with the ion 2. I'm not cross-training everyone on this, I'm just training the goal. You have max punch training anyway, so I don't need to continue punching. Okay. Crew member is nice. I would prefer somebody who knew how to fight, but an NG is better than no NG. If we could find a slug, we could slide the human over to be a backup border while the slug takes over piloting. We could look here for it, but I think if we did that, we would be giving up jumps. Or would we? Because although it looks like we can get 3 jumps before the exit in terms of the distance between here to the exit, I'm not sure that it is. It's really a question. If I jump here, does this get taken over before that happens? Because if it does, I can't really get 3 jumps anyway. I think I would have to get 3, I would have to go here, here, there, and back. And I don't think I have 4 jumps to the exit. No, I don't. So actually, we'll go distress here. We'll lose 1 jump, but I don't know that there was a way to avoid that. Well, this wasn't an event that could give me a slug, but fortunately this is an event that can give me a double scrap reward. In fact, it's an event that will give me a double scrap reward guarantee. Knock that offline. Did you run away? This situation does not favor you. I never saved the NG's crew position, so not too surprising, I only got him a jump ago. We maybe could do this without hacking because their weapons are not particularly threatening, but I'm happy to just spend one missile and one drone every fight. Welcome aboard, Zoltan. If I do this, I now have the human as a backup, albeit I lose my pilot training for a moment. But we can likely sort that out. I now have a lot of power because, well, I have 3 Zoltans. 1, 2, 3. That gets me exactly to full. What have you here? Okay, lasers. We want that. Here we go. We want this. I maybe could have got the burst one as well, but we would not end up using that for a very long time, and we can probably find a different weapon instead. It's only Sector 5. Okay, we have a 2/3 chance to get a crew member here. Ideally, we'll get the one where we get the pick. We'll just get a Mantis. Then we have a boarding team of 3 Mantis and a human. That's really, really strong. We don't even need to spend a missile on this. You could get a rock, take a rock there just for extra blue options, but no, I just want... chasing after blue options is silly. Just get the best crew for what your ship does well. And what we do well is boarding, and the people that do well at boarding are Mantis above all else. Actually, no, it's crystals above all else, but it's virtually impossible to get crystals if you don't already start with at least one. So... and outside of crystals, it's Mantis. I might as well put one of you indoors. It's okay, sweetie. The doorbell just rang. Hey, it's another slaver. Maybe we'll get that event again and we can give the human out. Look out, the NG are boarding us. I didn't hit it in time. Oh well. We'll just run this rock around until we can open the doors and lock them. As with the last run, it's hard to avoid scratch damage. When you can't cloak hack. But anyway, now we have 4 Mantis. And that means we want teleporter upgrades. We can risk this. We have a clone bay. Surrender your stuff to me. Let them board. Eat Hermes to the face. Cool. You don't even need venting, do you? Oh, yeah, you do. Probably not. You would have got to almost full health, but let's just get them all to full. This run is now basically won. You would need to have like a really dangerous double drone ship in the immediate future for there to be a risk to it. Like, we can get through Salt Shields really quickly now, but now that's no longer particularly a risk. So it's really just, you know, some double drone ship that dodges our first missile, and or, you know, maybe some auto ship that has like several missiles and a really long pre-cloak. But even that we should survive, even if we don't win the fight. We manually search, we have a clone bay. Nice. Now, we admittedly can't power all of these weapons, because the Heavy 2 and the Hermes are both 3 power, and these two weapons between them are 3 power, and you can't get weapons 9 in this game. But we can use the Hermes for boarding support, and when we're fighting the flagship, once we've taken out their crew, we can swap to using Flak Heavy. Ideally, I'll get another shield-breaking weapon and be able to swap that in for the Hermes for those phases, but it might be expensive for us to get our weapons all the way up to use those anyway. So we'll see. And we definitely won't have the same problems that we did on that Lanius B run that we just did when we fight the flagship, of not being able to kill it that quickly, because Flak Heavy does hull damage like crazy. Nice, something to sell. 1, 2, 3, out. I need that store anyway to buy fuel. More Mantis. Eat Hermes in the face. Combat 2 drones are really fucking annoying. Nope. You don't actually need venting. Just holding scrap since we're about to hit a store. And we're also about to leave this sector, so even if the store is trash, we'll hold on to scrap until we get into the next sector. But probably we're pumping our shields now. Outpost, very nice. Hermes in the face. Double reward in the face. These two will be fine because we're going to a store next, so they get 2 lots of healing. And yeah, 32 is exactly enough to get Lauren here to full. You get 16 per jump, so. Don't need to wait for them to finish cloning. Let's go to the shop. They have reconstructive teleport. That's kind of cute, but not necessary. Should I buy the weapon pre-igniter? Yeah. Pre-ignited Hermes to the face! We'll be slightly disadvantaged against Zoltan shield chips because we'll be going in with the Hermes missile pre-ignited and then need to swap over, but whatever. This will help significantly against taking scratch damage in the late game to enemy missiles, because we'll be able to fire a pre-ignited missile shot at them, and then immediately fire another missile. Well, not immediately, but, you know, shortly afterwards fire another missile. They have significant quantities of Mantis over there. I mean, so do we. We have an even more significant quantity of Mantis over there, but... that is still a notably high number of Mantis. We're gonna go to Slug, not Zoltan. I don't feel like dealing with Zoltan shield chips. Slug is generally higher scrap and more. It is definitely more stores anyway. Well, it's not definitely more stores actually. It's 2 or 3, and Zoltan is definitely 2. But it's a chance of more stores. And we have choices at the next sector as well. So. Pre-igniter 2. Despite what you might think, reconstructive teleport is really not all that good. Its primary, since you can just vent all of your crew anyway, like its primary benefit is that you can keep your crew at full combat skill, which is nice, but it's not 70 scrap worth of nice, in my opinion. I am going to head out for a bit and we'll finish off this run when I am back. Okay, we're back for a bit. So we now have pre-igniter and insane weapons, and we just want to push upgrades. Do you want payment? No. Weapons. This is a guaranteed high scrap reward. And, you know, this is a coffin ship. It's not even that hard. We might take one Artemis missile because we obviously cannot chuck a pre-ignited Hermes in on them, but probably not. I think we just kill them before. Yeah. Easy high scrap reward. You two get vented. I said you two get vented. And I'll try to keep a buffer of 100 scrap or so for stores. Just in case I can get another weapon that I would use when I'm not using the Hermes. Which would mostly just be against the flagship, so I'm not too concerned about it. The other things I would want would be augments, and you know, the only augment that costs over 100 scrap in the game is one I already have, so I don't need to worry about it in that respect. We're gonna miss these non-nebula jumps, I think. Pre-ignited Hermes to the face. Just fighting here. We currently can't take damage, so. Okay, that's a weapon that we could use instead of the Hermes, albeit it doesn't play that well with a weapon pre-igniter, but whatever. Since it's a charge weapon, the pre-igniter only charges the first pip. It doesn't charge the whole thing. But, you know, that's not too big of a problem if we end up using it because, you know, we would probably only be doing it in phase 1 and 2, and in those phases we'll be hacking shields anyway, so we'll need to wait for the shield hack to drain things. So I suppose in phase 3 we would want it to shoot at the Zoltan shield. Oh. We don't need to fire another missile, we just win this fight. Map now, so let's get our shields all the way up. In fact, let's just do that. That does mean we don't keep the buffer for stores, but whatever. We can sell things if necessary, and we would only now want to buy stuff that was really, really good. Other than drone parts. We'll buy drone parts at probably every store we hit for the rest of the run, since we will be using one drone part basically every fight. If I remember correctly, our choice for Sector 7 is red or purple. I wouldn't swear to that, but that is what I remember. Oh yeah. This thing is pre-ignited. No, not you. You. thing. Just wanted to take that bomb offline. Go and punch down that piloting system. We don't need to board again. Nice. That sells for quite a lot of scrap. The drone parts, as mentioned, are depleting. Check down here. The other store actually must be at the... Oh, okay, I'll use that instead of the laser charger, since that does actually play reasonably with pre-igniter. I wish this joined to the store, because we could go to these to try to get a slug pilot. I might be able to take them and then come back, because the exit is in a nebula. I don't care about a dive. Yeah, I'll do that. We will engage the slug ship. Sadly, it's that event. Oh, we can't actually hit both of them. Oh well. It was worth trying. Okay, never mind. We won't be using any of these things with. Let's just buy the other flak. Should I sell the heavy 2 and use the heavy 1? I think I should. It's just much cheaper to get online. Yeah. Much as I like the heavy 2. I mean, I'll keep the Hermes for the moment. On the other hand, I could just very rapidly upgrade. I can't quite get that all online. You can jump out like this from the event of dealing with like Zoltan shields and stuff. But I may literally just get rid of the Hermes. We have a pre-igniter. These weapons are fucking insane. Are you joking? You stupid asshole. Could you fuck off with these dodges? Can't quite get that up. Sure, I guess we'll not be using missiles soon enough. Don't do it. That would have been a silly way to lose a crew member. You know how it is with me and losing Mantis. We'll go pirate. Give me lots of slavers who we massacre for high scrap rewards. I'm using you on shields, aren't I? No, I'm not. I'm using you in piloting. Never mind then. Had I been using that NG as a shields person, I would have legitimately swapped out there because, I mean, hey. You two get out of there, you two go in there. I don't really want to switch my crew. The NG is useful for repairs. Obviously the Mantis are the best boarding people, and the Zoltans give me extra power in the systems they're standing in. If I got a slug, I would take them and kick one of the Zoltans out and just move the NG around, but otherwise my crew is exactly how I want it. And our odds of finding a slug are not that great. I wouldn't spend scrap on it. I would, you know, if I get one from a reward, cool. Never mind. Okay, you're trying to fight that fire with a Mantis. That's not going to work terribly well. Look out, they're going to hit me with a fire beam. Ion Bomb is quite cool, especially with a pre-igniter, but I mean, we have insane weapons to run. I suppose it's strictly better than the Hermes for now, because it can't be intercepted by defense drones. And since it's pre-ignited, the charge time doesn't matter. But I can't swap over right now anyway, because I'm in an asteroid field. And I think the next time I win a fight, I just upgrade my weapons to run flak, flak, heavy, heavy, and we're done. And I have the scrap to upgrade the weapons right now, it's just I'm not allowed to. We will not be visiting the distress beacon. Let us go forward. What's your specialty? Sure, that does delay me getting the weapons upgrade, but I would want to buy a reactor after that anyway, and that does save me 8 scrap. No cloaking for you. Yeah. These are pre-ignited. Hail the refugee ship. Oh no, they have a Zoltan shield. Look out! I do need to be careful to not blow ships up with this setup, because this is so much firepower that we could easily just do that without intending to. Quick look at the map, although it wouldn't matter if we did see a store. We have enough stuff to sell that if there was anything there interesting, which would basically just be augments, we could get them. An auto reloader would be funny. This setup is strong enough that I could just not even bother to board the flagship and just smash the crap out of them with my conventional guns. But we are a boarding ship and we shall board. Okay, this is a little annoying. But we do have protection against our crew dying. Although not perfect protection, because they could just heavy laser it. Kind of hard if you're dealing with a pulsar and you don't have the cloak axe cycle to completely avoid damage. You have to go in there just to make sure that we cannot lose our crew. Go help fight the fires. You too. Also go fix the air. Fix this, and then we'll vent our mantis other than Beth here, making sure to keep our handy-dandy Zoltans in that room. No. Fuck you. Ha! You don't get to miss me. Sector 7 distraction buoy. Okay, 2 of you need Venta. I was reasonably sure that jumping out there wasn't, and immediately going to the store without healing wasn't going to cost us jumps, and it appears to be that that is the case. I'm not even sure we have 2 jumps before the store here. We certainly don't have more than 2 before the store, before the exit. Store is where we are now. You don't leave the sector by going to the store. That would make certain Uncharted Nebulas very unfortunate if you did have to do it that way. Yeah, I don't think I can quite get another jump in. It's close, but... No, I don't have another jump. Boo. That was not a very good sector. Oh well. We want a repair station for drone parts. We don't really need more. Get our buffer upgrades. I have so much power because of I have 3 zones. I should have actually hacked there. I could have taken damage. Whatever. I don't know why I bought the power bar there. When I'm not powering the clone bay, I don't need it. Sadly, the pre-igniter does not work on the flak artillery. Or any artillery. That fight was annoying. Probably try to intercept the flagship there, and that way I don't have to dive. Fight the rebel ship. The one downside with using these guns instead of a missile while also trying to play quickly is that I have to press 4 different buttons in a certain order to fire instead of just one. And it's definitely a good thing about using just a missile. There's the store, we don't care. We might get missiled here if this is a really long cloak. Fortunately, we dodged. And I will be back in a moment. Okay, we're back. This fight is now secure. Let's remove their ability to dodge. Do that because I can't get a mind control immune pilot at this point. And yeah, we'll take this jump and then we'll go intercept the flagship on the way to the base. This ship can't hurt us unless they hack my shields, which they didn't. Get in there, don't let me fix it. Nice. I guess. I maybe should have upgraded weapons to 7. In fact, that's what I should have done, but whatever. It's too late. Might even be able to get in a jump in between phases here. With guns this... No! My flak artillery, how could you? With guns this fast, you could quite justifiably hack pilot and just shoot stuff, but... Get slowed down a little bit here. Hacking the missiles in addition to just being more safe in case of, you know, them being annoying with repairs or stuff It also has the advantage that it obviously turns this room into a killing chamber. Let them in. Murder all the crew. Ah. Let them kill these two mantis. I think they would win this fight if they stuck it out, but they're not going to. They're going to try to make a break for the med bay. I'll let them punch through here. They will win this time, and that's completely fine. We'll board them again. And that'll be the end of that. I want to let them finish punching that so that we can lock it again. Run you around. Okay, door's shut. Took a little bit of jiggery-pokery there, but honestly, I probably could have just killed this without even bothering to smash the shields. Whatever, smashing the shields is fun. In this phase, I think I probably will hack piloting. I will go and board them in missiles. That will knock it offline before it ever gets to fire. We'll board, we'll hack piloting and chuck everything into shields. Keep two mantis behind to, I wonder if this will go off even a single time. I doubt it. Oh yeah, of course we could potentially be getting another fight here, so let's go and take that before we go to the base. Very good. You get out of there. Heavy laser to the face. We will not be using the Vulcan. This does max our reactor out. Just because we can. Have a comically large amount of power. You two just stand here ready to go and deal with the boarding drone. Honestly, this is faster about getting the shields to a crippled state than hacking them is. Yeah, they only just barely got a drone surge off. They'll mind control someone here. It doesn't matter too much. We'll upgrade the artillery, I guess, because there's nothing else we can do with that scrap. We might as well even power it, because at the beginning of this, at least, we won't be able to use the teleporter or the hack. Go in like this. Like that. Really? This was almost where I could have won with no damage, even without cloaking. But I need to put that out. You go up there for a moment. Switch that off. Go, flak artillery! Yeah, 1 damage with no cloaking is ridiculous. And having a ship this highly upgraded and having bought a pre-igniter is also ridiculous. Yeah, we had a 50-50 ships defeated to beacons explored ratio without ever getting scanners. That's quite good. So, we've got the most difficult ship by far out of the way. The ones left, I believe, are Kestrel C, NGC, Rock B, Crystal A, and Slug C. Let's double check my sheet to make sure, but I believe when I was looking earlier, those were the ones that I saw. Yeah, those 5. So, let's find out which we're going to do next, but they're all pretty good. 3, 2, 1. Nope. 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 Okay. Crystal A will be next. So I hope you enjoyed the run, and I'll see you for Crystal A. Bye for now.